All right, we're gonna go over a stiff leg deadlift. Pretty self-explanatory on the stiff legs. I'm not gonna bend my knees down to the bar, so I'm just hinging back like this. I'm gonna pull from here. Now, this one I don't care as much about touching the bar to my shins like a normal deadlift. I'm just gonna pull it from wherever the set position is. Now, the main thing that causes it to be an effective movement and to keep the stress off the low back is once you get set here, you're going to lengthen your hips back to stretch and expose the hamstrings like this. See how I'm lengthening my hamstrings? And then I'm pulling it. Okay, now if you have a hard time finding your hamstrings, we're simply just going to put some things in place to encourage exposure, to encourage activation. So I like to take a circular deficit and I'll stand my toes slightly out, thinking about pointing that lateral hamstring back, keeping my chest up, rib cage down, and I'm stretching them down to the bar. And I'm not, you will lose activation, you'll lose the tension in your hamstrings if you flare. So you're trying to keep your chest up. I'm looking up the entire time, but I'm pushing my rib cage and diaphragm down as I stretch my hamstrings back. I'm trying to expose that lateral hamstring as I go down. And you can slow the concentric down if you need to. When you're learning things like this, strength athletes typically want to be explosive and fast. But in this situation, if you're really trying to learn how to use your hamstrings, you can really slow down the concentric part of the rep, really learn your positioning, really find that activation, and don't lift it unless it's all hamstrings. You don't sacrifice that position. You don't lift it just to lift it. You lift it purposefully with your hamstrings.